Welcome back. It is 1591. In the last one, Yasmina did get married to Angelo. Constance became psychic. The twins are ready to get out and about in the world, and Luke introduced his fiance to his family. So this year, we have quite a few birthdays. We'll start with Ismay Hobart, who was born off screen. No 8 or 16 for her. She survived. Joya Waldrick, no 7, 14, or 19. That was a little close. For children, we have Peter Hobart and Joan Hobart, no 2, 4, or 6. Well, that was close. Hugh Venian, that is our baby with Watira, no 7 or 13. Survive, will he get married? No 1 through 5. He will, how many children will he have? None. Wow, everybody is rolling to not have children. Jeez. Okay, so Hugh Venian is a 0. Okay. Lavina Crookshank can't get a 3 or an 18. If she dies, that would ruin all of the things that Yasmina did. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. I was gonna marry her off, like right now. I have the game open to marry her off. I just. Well, well. Oh my gosh. Okay. Um, Sorry, Lavina. That is really, really unfortunate. That is so tragic. She was about to get married. Her life was set. Oh my gosh. Celestria and Dennis have to get at least a 7. I can't even think right now. Why don't you just all die then? Oh my gosh. Great, great, great. Just perfect. Everything is fine. Okay. But also, Celestria, where is Celestria? She has a small child who, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Who isn't aging up for several years. Okay. Well, also, okay, so Dennis, I don't think, oops, that's wrong, Dennis, his kids are fine. He has a wife. But Celestria, no family there. Oh my gosh, and I remember he was like the last. He was like the last one. Oh my gosh. Okay. Humphrey, do you have any family that's still living? Doesn't look like it. Everything is grayed out. I think he might have to come live with us. Oh my gosh, I think he is going to have to come live with us. Wow. Okay. I think he's going to come live with us. And then there was another sim in our household, our very, very large household. Wow, that stinks for him. He doesn't even really know us. They've been living out of the country because of everything that went down. Okay. Whose birthdays do we have this year? Juan Verduzco. Okay. Anyway, I'm stunned, really. Okay. Moving on. Let's hop into the game. Alrighty, so we are just having the guys talk about their new addition to their family, right? We have a new member in our family, so I'm just going to kill off Celestria right now, so that is why Humphrey has now moved in with us. He is, I believe, a marquis, so he is pretty powerful. He's more of a higher rank than we are, but he's just a child and he has no family, and also he doesn't even know us because Celestria had been banished from the kingdom, and so she wasn't around with her kid, and her husband died immediately and couldn't take him here anytime. So he has just been orphaned. What a tragic life, right? Like, he was born, his parents fled, his father died immediately, so he probably doesn't even remember him. And then when he's just like 10 years old, his mother passes, and he has to move back to a different country with a family that he doesn't even know. It's quite tragic. Anyway, Nicholas is trying his best to make it so that Humphrey feels welcome. He's playing games with him. Humphrey was also like dancing with the other kids and seeming to get along with them. So I think that that's really nice that all the kids are trying to help him feel welcome and help him feel good about, you know, losing everything. So him and Nicholas are just going to play and hang out a bit. So we're just going to have that be done there. Meanwhile, we're going to take a little outing into the library. As you can see, I'm gathering a few Sims together, and we are going to go to the library and get some books, right? So Sophronia is out with our family. We just have Nicholas and Arun, but while we're out, Marie is there as well. I mean, Arun is her father, right? So Marie is here, and she actually, starts off with kind of being mean. She's going to be mean to Sophronia and to Luke, and just really, have snide remarks and be rude and just all of the bad things, right? So she is being quite mean to them. Oh my gosh, look at their faces. But Marie is angry because she found out that Luke and Sophronia are engaged, and oh my gosh, other people are fighting here right now. Who is that? That is like Adele Hobart and Camille Waldrick. That's so weird that they're fighting. Anyway, so they're arguing, and basically Marie is angry because she felt like Luke was never paying her any attention, never like doing what he should as if betrothed to her, not being a good, fiance. Meanwhile, she runs into him out with Sophronia, like escorting her. They're, smiling and joking and being happy together. So she is like, "Are you kidding me? Like, you can do that for her, you can't do that for me." Like, it hurt her feelings, obviously, that she felt like, what are you saying, that I'm not good enough to get your attention and someone else is? And she becomes enemy with Sophronia because she's so rude, that they end up in a fight. But Luke is kind of like, "Look, it's not that I was trying to ignore you or anything. I had a lot going on in my life at the time. I tried to talk to you about that, but you just wanted to break up, and I respected that. So why are you acting like this now? Because I am finally at a point in my life where I can be, more attentive and can find someone that I really click with." And Marie is just like not having it. She's not having it. And she basically says, "Well, you should do that for me. Why don't you do that for me?" Because she doesn't have a new fiance or anything. She does not have a new person that she's with. So she's like, "Well, you need to break up with her and marry me again." And basically he's like, "No, I'm not going to do that." And there's lots of insults and anger and everything. And the parents are like, "Girl, please." Like, even Arun is like, "That's unreasonable. Like, we agreed to break up the marriage because you wanted to. You can't go back now. Like, just because you figured you've made a better decision." Oh my gosh, I just realized something actually. So Adele and Dennis are being flirty with each other, and since Dennis is supposed to die today, hold on. I gotta hold on. Okay, I'm back. I almost had a heart attack. That's not Adele. That is not Adele. That's the other one whose name I forget. It doesn't even matter. But here's her and her husband being cute, so I'm just gonna kill him while he's here and make their lives miserable. But for a second there, I just thought that was someone else, and I thought that I just lost all their children, and I freaked out. Oh my gosh. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Anyway, so basically, Marie is being unreasonable. The parents know she's being unreasonable. Tell her to cool off. If she, is angry, and she, it hurts. Like, it hurts to know that the person that wanted to be with wasn't willing to do any, wasn't willing to put in that effort for you, but is willing to put in the effort for someone else. I can totally understand why that hurts her, but also, like, you can't go back. Like, Luke also had his reasons. He tried to explain them to you. You guys decided to break up. That's what happened, So anyway, yeah, we killed Dennis, and then we are just going to have really quickly Nicholas and Luke talk to each other, and Nicholas is just going to be like, "Look, like, don't freak out about what just happened. No one's going to force you to get married to someone you don't want to get married to. I can see how happy you are with Sophronia. You guys are engaged. I want you to be with the person that you love. And Luke kind of has to think, because he had a crush on Marie initially. He did want to be with her, but I think that they were really good friends, right? Like, they were besties. And he wanted to be with her and he liked her and everything. But I think that, he never really got the opportunity to actually see how they would be romantically together. So it's not like he really understood how it would be. But with Sophronia, he met her, they clicked instantly. Everything was easy, everything went smoothly, and they just kind of fell right into love and immediately knew that they wanted to be together. And so I don't think he regrets that at all. I think he does want to be with Sophronia. He wouldn't leave her to go back to Marie, even though he did have a crush on Marie. I think that he's long gotten over that. He respected her decision to not want to be betrothed to him anymore, and he moved on. And she's only mad right now. Well, she's not only mad, but she's also mad right now because she doesn't have someone that she's marrying. Like, we didn't get her a new fiance or a new man or anything. We'll do that next year, I think. But we didn't have that for her, and so now she's single. She doesn't have anyone that she's marrying, no prospects, and she is seeing her ex-fiance move on with someone else, and it's obviously making her angry. So that is what happened there. Then we have the girls. Genevieve is actually talking to her father about how she wants to try and reconnect with Jose, who she was in sort of a bit of a relationship before she died with. Like, she was really smitten with him. She really liked him and everything. So she wants to see him again. So I'm going to have her go and see him. And I couldn't remember where I put him, but there he is. So, there he is, and she is going to come and see him. So they don't really have a lot of romance left. They have no romance left. So I'm going to have her come up and immediately be romantic with him. She's going to see him and be like, Jose, it's been so long. Obviously I'm back. And, she's really excited because she heard he wasn't married yet or anything. But he just kind of is not into it. He's not really into it. And she's like, oh, we could pick up where we left off. She's trying to be cool about it, but he's just not into it. He keeps rejecting all of her advances. And she's like, what is going on here? She's trying to be flirty, flirt and everything. And he's just being weird about it. And he's like, there's a possibility that he feels uncomfortable because of the whole resurrection thing. That's definitely an option. I would understand if he was a little nervous about that situation, but she keeps trying to lay it on to him, and he just kind of eventually explodes and basically is like, why are you keep pushing? Why are you acting like this? Why are you trying to, get with me? I'm not like the other guy. He just basically is saying all this stuff where then he kind of says to her, I thought it was your sister who was always trying to get into guys' pants, but I guess it's you too. And Genevieve is so mad when he says that. She knows her sister was not being careful and everything, but to have him basically, reduce her affection for him to just woohoo is so insulting to her. She's like, how could you say that? Just because I'm trying to pick up where we left off doesn't mean I'm trying to, whatever, right? Not trying to just woohoo. But she's so angry that he basically said that because Gwen was going around that she would too and everything. So she's so angry about him rejecting her and everything that she actually comes home and starts a fight with Gwen about it. And is that fair to Gwen? No. But, she's feeling like it's Gwen's fault because Gwen, has been reckless and woohooed with a bunch of different people. And so now she feels like it's given her a reputation, and she feels like her sister has kind of hurt her chances in a way of getting with other, maybe Jose thinks that she's like that, and that's why he rejected her. And so she's just mad at her sister for kind of giving her a reputation that she didn't ask for, that she didn't earn. And Gwen is like, I don't know why you're bothering me about that, because what I do is none of your business, and it's not my fault that he's a jerk and that he's acting like that and that he's, insulting and everything. And it's not my fault that he's gross and he, thinks that we're the same or whatever, So he's really not happy to be with her or anything, but also she really liked him. She really liked him, and so she wanted to be with him, and she's very upset that he rejected her because of that. So we also had a baby be born. That's Gracia Waldrick, or Gracia with a T. Waldrick was born and survived. I think they have one more baby try, I believe. So anyway, yeah, Genevieve is really mad at Gwen right now because she feels like it's her fault that she didn't get a chance with Jose. And, she was really anxious about putting herself out there and going back out and, like, being a part of the world again. And then it just, like, blew up in her face. And so she's very upset by that. Meanwhile, we are going to have Constance and Luke actually have a little conversation with each other, have a little time together. Because Constance knows that her father doesn't want her to kind of talk about her new psychic powers or anything with anyone. He doesn't want her to out herself. And, it's really something that he doesn't want. But she's kind of talking to Luke because Luke was also a father figure in a way to her for a while. And so she's basically like, I had a vision and I feel like I have to act on it. But, Dad doesn't want me to. And so, she's just kind of having that concern where she's like, I feel like I need to do something. And Luke is like, well, does it gonna involve anybody finding out that you're psychic that doesn't already know? And she's like, no, the person that it was about already knows. So he's like, well, then it's fine then, probably. He's like, it's fine. So she basically comes and talks to Nicholas here, and she's like, look, I had a vision, and she tells him it was about Yasmina, and she says, I really feel like I need to tell her and talk to her, so, like, is that okay? And, of course, Nicholas is worried about Yasmina now. He's like, is she going to be okay? Like, what's going on? And Constance is like, well, she will be okay if some things happen first, like there's a problem, but I want to talk to her about it. And she basically tells Nicholas that she needs to talk to Yasmina and fix the problem that Yasmina is going to have in the future. And so Nicholas is like, okay, well, that's also my kid, like, I'm gonna say yes to that, obviously. So she's going to go over here to talk to Yasmina. And Constance and Yasmina are going to have a talk. Why did I give everybody such long names? So they're going to have a talk, and basically Constance is going to tell Yasmina that she had a vision about her and that it was basically about her and the queen and about the whole situation that she had with the queen wanting to know the secret to immortality. So the queen wants to know the secret to immortality and is not believing that Yasmina was honest with talking about Grimm and everything. And so Constance is like, look, it's going to be a problem for you that you know this. Like, you can't know this. Otherwise, like, you're going to be, like, kidnapped and tortured for information and all this stuff. And so she's like, I want you to be safe. So what you need to do is we need to have Grimm erase everybody in our family who knows about its memories and the queen's memories, and, like, everybody needs to get their memories erased of the situation of them coming back to life and everything, and just basically, kind of taking away that information from the ambrosia. Because obviously, like, in the future, we're going to have Sims that die, and I don't want everybody to just be like, well, we could just make ambrosia. So Grimm is going to erase everyone's memories of the ambrosia, and now no one's going to know how to make it. And so basically Constance is going to call Grimm over, even though we can't see her. He's going to have a conversation with her. They're all going to talk about it. And she's basically going to tell Grimm, well, like, you don't want people to keep coming back to life. You don't want that to happen. So we can, make sure that nobody knows, and then they can't thwart Grimm's stuff. So Grimm won't get, involved in some of these problems because he won't have to deal with people making ambrosia all the time. So that is what's going on there. But then, of course, after Grimm erases everyone's memories, then Lavina does pass away unexpectedly before she's able to get married or anything. And so, of course, Yasmina is devastated that her best friend is now dead, but there's nothing she can do about that now. And also, William and his family are going to be very angry and everything too, because the whole deal was to get Lavina and her dowry and everything. And just, it's not good. It's not a good situation. So we did lose a lot there. And, but we can't fix it. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Meanwhile, birthdays. Okay, let's talk birthdays because you'll realize why I freaked out earlier. Okay, so Ismay Hobard became an infant. Joya Waldrick became a toddler. Peter Hobard became a child. Joan Hobard became a child. Hugh Venian became a teenager. Lavina Crookshank passed away. Celestia Dubois passed away. Dennis Hobard passed away. Gracia Waldrick was born and became an infant. Also, Theta de Mohun, Yasmina's daughter, was born and became an infant as well. And then the last baby that was born to, like, Adele and Miles's last baby try did happen. So Adele and Miles had their last baby, and so they were supposed to be done having babies. The baby was just born on, like, at the end, so we don't have an infant rule yet for that baby. But the baby, she died in childbirth. Adele Hobard died having her, like, 9th baby in childbirth. Such a disappointment because she was finally done having kids and she should have been able to relax now, but unfortunately it just took too much out of her to have that many kids, so she did end up passing away. And yeah, so she did not survive the birth, but the baby did survive. So that's why I was like, wait a second, did I kill both parents of a family and now the kids got somewhere? But that did not happen. It's okay. So we're okay. We're okay. So yes, that is where we're going to wrap up for today. Next year we have a plague, so I am really nervous about that, but we're going to do our best. We're going to cross our fingers and we're going to hope for the best. So I hope that you guys are excited for that, and I'll catch you in the next one.